Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, underneath Commander General Yohana, and we're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. If you in the class,
Shalom,
okay, kind
this
of.
is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West.
Alright, just checking to see if everything's working with the sound. Alright, tonight's class, man, it's going to be a very heavy topic, man. We've been watching and seeing what's going on in the news with America and this empire. And what we're starting to see is prophecy being revealed here in this kingdom right now. We're starting to see this kingdom fall. We're starting to see the whole infrastructure of America fall. You're turning on your TVs, and what are you starting to see now? You're starting to see this empire crumble. You're starting to see it fall right before your eyes. They can't keep it together anymore. This is like a very important time right now for us to see and realize, man, that this empire cannot hold themselves together, man. You know, this place right here loves to tell us as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that we all have to come together and love each other. But when you turn on your TV and you're listening to the news, what are you seeing? You're seeing a nation divided amongst themselves. You see the Democrats going against the Republicans. You're seeing police starting to fight the citizens, you know what I'm saying, of America. You're just starting to see the same people who tried to tell us to come together and love each other. You're starting to see all of that just fall apart because it never was true, man. It never was true. It never was right for us all to come together from the get-go. And the Most High is starting to show that now in this empire. He's starting to let this empire fall, and there's nothing they can do to hold it together. They cannot do anything to hold it together. They're trying their best to make sure that this empire doesn't fall, but it's too late, man. They've done too much, man. The Most High has heard the cry of America, and it has gone up. Just like the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. When Sodom and Gomorrah, they were doing so much wickedness and sin that the cries of that land had went up to the Most High. And it is the same thing now with America. The cries of America have went up, and the Most High has had enough with this kingdom and this empire. And now we're starting to see the American empire fall before our eyes. You know what I'm saying? Today, me and some of the brothers was watching some of the inside videos that they had of people who were recording inside of the Capitol building during the protests, during the riots, or during the terrorist attack. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a terrorized plot to overthrow their own empire. It was like a coup. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was, man. They were trying to overturn their own infrastructure, their own empire. You know what I'm saying? But they showed some videos today that me and some of the brothers watched, and we seen of them inside and the things that they were saying. Like somebody even had they had one of the things that you used to hang somebody with out there, and they was talking about bring Nancy Pelosi, you know what I'm saying, whatever her name is. Like they had it with the noose hanging down. They was gonna, like they was saying that they would have got their hands on her, they were gonna hang her right there in front of the Capitol, man. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to believe that this empire is falling, but it is, man. Me and Kazak Shapar, we was at Walgreens, and the oppressor lady, the devil, man, she started crying, man, because she was saying, she told us, she was like, I never in my life thought I would see things like this. And you know what I'm saying? And what she meant by that was everything that was happening in America, the coronavirus killing, the way how this infrastructure is just starting to fall. Like she never thought out of all of the time that she had been living that this empire would fall. You know, she was an older devil, of course, maybe like 60, maybe 60, maybe close to 70. And you think about all the things that she's seen in her lifetime, especially with her being in the South. You know, she never thought that she would see the day where America starts to fall. You know, she's 60, almost 70 years old, staying in a country town like where we from, like where we live at. You know, she's seen everything. She's always seen her people on top. She's always seen good days. You know what I'm saying? She's never seen America in the position that it's in now. You know what I'm saying? Like in a position where now America is divided. You know, like Captain Kahan said, the divided states of America. You know what I'm saying? Because America is divided amongst themselves. Just here in Columbia, South Carolina, the Capitol building in South Carolina that they have, the police were outnumbered by the protesters. They were outnumbered. They didn't even know what to do. It was too many of them. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to call for backup, and they couldn't even call the Navy. They couldn't even call in the National Guard because majority of the National Guard soldiers are in Washington, D.C. right now. So guess what's going to happen now? All of these other Capitol buildings and these small towns and these other small capitals, they're going to be vulnerable. They're going to have to get their police force to do what the National Guard should be doing, and they're not prepared for that. They're not prepared for 1,500 or 2,000 so-called protester rioters, terrorists. I call them terrorists. They're not prepared for 2,000 rioters coming to the Capitol building, and you only have what? Maybe 300 police officers? What are you going to do? And they're coming armed with machine guns, you know what I'm saying, with high-power rifles. Just in Michigan, they was doing the same thing. They was out there with high-power rifles. When we was watching the videos today, me and the brothers, they was in Virginia with the same thing, with high-power rifles, walking in front of the Capitol building. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it was a sad thing to see that you seen some of our people out there too. You had the Black Panther movement along with the Black Lives Matters organization out there also, and they might have been 20 deep, maybe 20 deep, maybe 20, and they're out there with their guns, but they're not taking it serious either. They think they're really going to do something. Like the scripture says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. We don't need guns, man. Like, what are you gonna do out there? You gonna shoot it out with them and they're 1,000 deep? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we say, man, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is not affiliated with any other Israelite group or any other organization out here, man. Because we would never go out there with guns thinking that's how we're gonna fight that battle and win. That's how these oppressors fight. They fight battles with guns and ammunition and bombs and all of these various things. That's not who we are. We're supposed to pray upon the Most High to help us to defeat our enemies. You know what I'm saying? And He will do that, man. We just have to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. But, man, it was a sad thing to see, man. Khan, you're right. Shayala said Esau is blessed with the sword. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I remember Captain Cesario said that before. He said, how you going to go to war with the man who's making the bullets? You know what I'm saying? Like, Esau was blessed with the sword. What are you going to do? You going to outshoot him? Man makes the bullet. They just caught one guy going to D.C. with 500 bullets. They said he had over 500 bullets. One man, one devil. Over 500 bullets? Come on, man. Like, what are y'all going to do? Y'all ain't even got that amongst the people that y'all had out there. You know what I'm saying? The brothers who were part of the Black Panther movement. You got one Edomite devil with 500 rounds, and maybe all of y'all together might have 250 or 300 rounds. Maybe 300, maybe 4. But you got one oppressor with 500 rounds, and you think you're going to really be able to defeat him with his ammunition and his guns and his weaponry? You're going to lose the battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're watching this empire fall because we have been doing what the Most High has always told the nation of Israel to do, man. Come back and serve Him, man. And General Yohana's held on to this truth, man. He's held on to this truth, and he set this out there on the streets to do what the scriptures have told us to always do, to go prophesize against great kingdoms, man. To prophesize the downfall of these great kingdoms. And that's what we've been doing. We've been prophesizing against these great kingdoms, and guess what we're seeing right now? We're seeing the fall of this empire, man. And it is a glorious thing to see, man. It is a glorious thing to see when you turn on your TV and you see oppressors telling each other, we gonna kill you. We gonna hunt you. We're not here to hurt you, but if you get in our way, we'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody stole Nancy Pelosi's her laptop. You know what I'm saying? They were showing these guys inside of the where they do the things that for the lawmakers office, where they be at, trying to see what laws are going to be passed and everything. These guys was in there. The guys was in there, like, opening up folders, getting information, taking pictures of things, and they was saying, yeah, this is very important right here. Like, come on, man. Like, what faith does these other nations have in America now when these people across seas can turn on their TV and see regular day people inside of the Capitol building taking information, valuable information, things about trades. It's no telling what these guys have, man. What these people have got inside of the Capitol building and stolen. You know what I'm saying? And they were not treated harshly at all. You know what I'm saying? They were not treated harshly at all, man. You know, like everybody likes to say, if it would have been blacks and Hispanics, blacks and Latinos and Native Indians, sheesh, man, they would have been still mopping up blood right now, man. Like, they would have slaughtered us at a phenomenal rate, man. They would have murdered us and nobody wouldn't even said anything. They would have been like, you know what, they did the right thing because, you know, they were gonna come in the inside and kill everybody. So they had to do what they had to do what was right. You know, when it comes to killing us, it's the right thing to do. But when it comes to killing their own, guess what? You know, they got patience. You know, we can deal with them. We can hold them off. We know how to handle this situation. And that's why this empire is gonna fall, because the Most High sees the nation of Israel starting to make their way back to him, starting to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and do what he tells us to do. So the Most High is going to shut this place down, and that's what we're seeing right now, man. When you turn on your TV, you see in this American empire fall before your eyes, man. I'm gonna get a couple scriptures for you, man. Get a couple scriptures for you. All right, if you could, man, go to the book of Psalms. We're going to the book of Psalms. The book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 15. Give y'all a little time to get it and write it down, however you want to do. Those tuning in class, you know what I'm saying? The book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 15. Like I was saying, man, it's very important for us what we're seeing right now, man. We're starting to see all of these nations who are even affiliated with America start to fall, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these nations that are part of America, who put their love and their trust in America, who have done what the scriptures say, who have drunken from the cup of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Have drunken from the same cup of her abomination. I'm just paraphrasing. Even they are starting to fall and starting to feel the hurt and the pain that's coming from these events that are going on in this empire right now, man. I'm going to read this scripture for you. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 9, verse 15. And it reads, "The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made." You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're starting to see, man. This same pit that these oppressors made for us, all of these different laws and all of these different things, the governments and all of these bills that they made to come against us, to destroy us, guess what? These same things are starting to bring them into a pit, man. The same pit that they set for us to fall in, all of these traps and all of these different and various things that they use to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians with, guess what? That same pit they have fallen into now. That's what we're seeing when we turn on the TV, when you see America falling, man. They have fallen into that same pit, man. These traps that they made for us, it is backfired and they have fallen into it, man. This is how the Most High works, man. When you serve him, he'll have your enemies fall in the same pit that they built for you, man. The same pit that they established for you to fall into, the one that they thought was going to bring down blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, guess what? it'll backfire and they'll fall in their own pit, man. And that's what we're seeing. That's what you're seeing when you see these nations fighting amongst each other, man. When you see the Americans fighting against other Americans, you see Caucasians fighting against Caucasians, man. You see them, they falling into their own pit, man. All right, I'm gonna keep reading. And it says, in the net which they hid is their own foot taken. You know what I'm saying? Even these nets, what is a net made for? A net is designed to catch something. And who were those nets made for? Those nets were made for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And for hundreds of years, we were falling into their nets, man. We were falling into their traps. You know what I'm saying? With all of these different things that they use to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians with. You know what I'm saying? Jim Crow laws. You know, putting our brothers and sisters on reservations. Making immigration laws for our so-called Latino brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you have our Latino brothers from Guatemala who are trying to make their way over here, man. Because there's so much crime going on in their lands. People are dying from coronavirus. People are getting sick. There's no food in these different lands, man. And our people are trying to make their way back over here so they can survive, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what our people are trying to do, man. And this oppressor, man, he has made so many nets for us to fall victim, man. So many traps, so many snares, so many, different devices that he used to destroy us over the years, man. Like crack and cocaine. He used that to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians with, man. And guess what? The Most High allowed to happen to him. That same net that he set for us, for our foot to fall into, the Most High turned it around and allowed their foot to fall in the net. That's why you see so many Caucasians overdosing on opioids. You know what I'm saying? Overdosing on opioids. And, just like the coronavirus right now, we're going to see a spike again in that coronavirus, man. You're going to see a spike in it again. And you're going to have a lot of people that's going to die from it. Because you got to remember this. Think about how many people went inside of the Congress building, man, and went in there no mask on. Just what 6 feet distance law did they keep inside the Congress building? Who was 6 feet apart from each other? When I turned on the TV and seen it, man, they will huddle up together in crowds of people, man. I'm talking about it was tons of oppressors at that Congress building. You know what I'm saying? It was tons of them. And they was all crowded in together trying to break inside of that building. And I promise you this, man, somebody out of them had the coronavirus. Somebody. Even if it was just one. I know it was more people than just one. But I'm just saying, even if it was just one person can spread it. But you got to think, they was so many of them. You know what I'm saying? They were so packed with oppressors trying to get inside this Congress building. And a lot of them didn't have masks. You think they were worried about coronavirus then? No, they didn't give a damn about that. They didn't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even give a damn about it. They didn't even care. They still went inside the Capitol building, no mask on, just stormed the building. Let's do what we want to do. Let's get this and get that. But this trap that they set for us, man, it's gonna backfire, man. It's gonna backfire, and a lot of them going to get sick, and a lot of them going to die, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna be mad at all, man, for what they've done to us, man. Like whatever the Most High allows to happen to them, we're not gonna be mad at that, man. We're gonna sit back, drink us some wine, and allow this thing to continue to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read that scripture again. The book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 15. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken. You know what I'm saying? Now they don't fell into this net, this pit. You know what I'm saying? Like now they understand how blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians feel when we were being terrorized by these oppressors. When we were trying to, lay down in our houses and your door get kicked in. You know what I'm saying? Like when you just trying to make it home with your wife and your children, and you get pulled over by the police and harassed to the most extreme amount. You getting harassed for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, these oppressors are starting to feel the same thing, man. These oppressors are starting to be harassed. Like the ones who went inside that Capitol building, guess what? Now their doors are starting to be kicked in by the police. You know what I'm saying? Now they're starting to be wanted. Now they have warrants for their arrest, being called domestic terrorists. It was a video that was on Facebook that I had shared, man, where the oppressor was inside the airport crying because they labeled him a terrorist and put him on a no-flight zone, man. For somebody to put you on no flight, like you cannot take any planes, they look at you like you a threat to society, like you a menace to society. And they did this with a lot of these oppressors. Put them on a no-flight restriction, man. They couldn't even fly. They can't go nowhere. And so this oppressor was inside the airport crying to my boo-hooing to the max. He was saying that, they're treating us like a terrorist. What have I done? You know what I'm saying? Like blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we know what y'all have done. We see what y'all have done, and we understand that we could never do such a thing and survive. We could never enter inside the Capitol, storm the Capitol building by thousands of people and think that we would survive. Like they wouldn't even let us get that far, man. And if you don't believe me, let me give you a perfect example. What's the day? Today is Martin Luther King Day, right? You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King told black people to go march in Washington, the march on Washington. When blacks went to go do that march, think about how many people went up there and marched. Think about it. There were tons of blacks who came from the country, from the South, from various parts of America to partake in this march that Martin Luther King told us to go march in. You know what I'm saying? And look what happened to us when we went up there. We had women and we had mothers and fathers and brothers who went up there and marched and were treated horribly. I'm talking about dogs were sicked on our people. They sick dogs on our people. This is on videotape. Like our people were beat with clubs, with nightsticks, sprayed with water hoses. The same water hose that they used to put a fire out, they used it to spray black people with. The same water that you used to put a fire out on a building, they hooked it up and sprayed our people with it. Water was so strong that it ripped the skin off our people, man. Water was that strong. All the pressure that comes with it, they had it on full blast, spraying our people with the water, man. Knocking the skin off your body. You know what I'm saying? Like we were treated horribly when we tried to go march on the Capitol, watch the march on DC. We were beat, we were thrown in jail. We were treated horribly, man. And you think about that, when somebody tries to say that, tries to speak up and say, what they did was right. We did the same thing when we were just asking for jobs. We just wanted to be treated fairly. That makes sense. I'm not saying it was a wise thing to do, but I understand. Our people wasn't having jobs. We were being starved. We were being mistreated. We were being oppressed. So our people went and marched on Washington and were beat senseless. Were beat women, mothers, sisters. I'm talking about were beat. Had dogs sit down. I'm talking about K9s. German Shepherds. I'm talking about they got German Shepherds biting on women and men. Old and young. Brothers being beat senseless with nightsticks. And not one police officer died up there. And we see how America felt about us. And Dr. Martin Luther King told us to go up there and march on Washington and got our people beat and put in prison, man. Got our women beat senseless. Our men beat senseless. Got us attacked by dogs. You know what I'm saying? For what? So he can have an orgy? And today is what? Martin Luther King's so-called birthday? Man, Martin Luther King didn't change anything, man. Martin Luther King didn't change anything for America. Everybody likes to say, let's do like Dr. Martin Luther King did. Let's just all have peace and come together. Man, listen, man. These oppressors know what he was talking about was garbage and trash, and that's the reason why they don't follow it. That's the reason why they don't do it. because they know it's trash. They know it's garbage. They know you can't establish anything with peace and love. You know what I'm saying? You can't establish anything with that, especially not an economy, especially not a society. You know, it's going to come with problems. It's going to come with arguments. It's going to come, somebody might lose their life to build something. You know what I'm saying? What Martin Luther King did was horrible, man. And now you turn around now, 2021, you got these oppressors marching the Capitol building, and they were not even treated the way we were treated, man. Our people were beat and tucked into prison and everything, man. Destroyed in those streets in Washington, D.C., man. Because they were marching for jobs. They wanted to be treated fairly. But these oppressors are marching because the white man that they wanted did not get picked. The racist white man that they wanted didn't get picked. And they're so afraid that a black, Latino, or Native Indian man is going to take over and rule this kingdom. You know, they don't want to be underneath black, Latino, and Native Indians. They don't want another so-called Obama. Obama is not our people, but they don't want another black face inside their White House. And they know with Joe Biden, you know, they feel like he's going to be for black people. But, you know, us in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we know Joe Biden is not for us either. He doesn't give a damn about us either. He's for his own. All right, I'm going to read that scripture again for you. All right, the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 15. The heathens are sunk down in the pit that they made, and the net which they hide, their own foot is taken. So like in the net they had hid is their own foot taken. You know what I'm saying? Like these heathens, man, these devils, man, they don't fell into their own net, man. And it is a glorious thing to see, man. All right, verse 16, and it says, the Most High is known by the judgment which he executed. And you know what I'm saying? That's what the Most High is doing, man. Like he's putting his judgment on this empire. And these heathens are going to know, man, that this is the Most High is acting, you know, executing judgment on these devils, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to find out soon that everything that the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge underneath Commander General Yohana has been saying since 1969 about the scriptures out of the Bible about this empire falling, they're going to understand. And they're going to see that everything that is going on with this empire falling, it is the judgment from the Most High, man. Most High is executing this judgment on this place, man. That's what we're seeing. You wonder why you seeing these oppressors battle it out with each other? Because this is the Most High's judgment on this kingdom for the wickedness that they have done for over 500 years, man. Since 1492, when they stepped foot here in the lands of America, when they stepped foot in the lands of Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Haiti, when they went to Brazil and South and Central America, when they went to these various places, man, this is the judgment of the Most High being executed out on this nation, man. Man, it is a glorious thing to see, man. Like, you shouldn't be out there, like, you know, I think the inauguration is going, when they invite him in, I think it's going to be, what's the day? The day is the 18th. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I think it's this Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. But I pray that our people do not go to the streets out there to celebrate another oppressor ruling over them, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need to be a part of what's going on right now. You know, like the scripture says, come out of her, my people. Be not partakers of her sins. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to be out there celebrating the fact that Joe Biden is about to be another president. You know, this is another devil. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden, as I said last week, you know, we out there celebrating the fact that we have a new slave master. Like, oh, this master ain't bad, but this master a little nicer. Yeah, he gonna whip you, but he ain't gonna whip you as bad. You know, we out here celebrating the fact that he's, you know, about to be the president. And I pray our people don't be out there in the inauguration when he goes out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You let these oppressors do what they want to do, man. Stay out of the way. All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 16. It says, "The Most High is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands." And that's what you see, man. These oppressors, man, the wicked, these devils, you know what I'm saying? They're snared in the work of their own hands. The same things that they would use to destroy us, it started to destroy them now, man. You know what I'm saying? The same traps that he tried to make for us, they're starting to fall upon them now, man. And it is a glorious thing to see, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we just need to sit back and continue to watch these things happen, man, and let this unfold and see what they're going to do to each other more and more, man. Because don't think that these oppressors don't have a plan. They have something up their sleeves, and they know it. Like, America knows that these oppressors have something up their sleeve because these are their people. They know how they think because that's how they think. They think the same way that they think. How can we overthrow these people, man? What can we do to destroy this and that? Because they've been doing this to us for what? 400 plus years? Destroying us. Destroying our neighborhoods, our families. And now, the same snare, you know what I'm saying? The same snare, they work with their own hands. They started to destroy them, man. The same wicked devices and things that they use to destroy us, it's becoming a snare to them now. It's becoming a trap to them now, man. They're starting to fall to their own devices. And it is a glorious thing to see, man. So I pray, brothers and sisters, do not go when that president goes to get inaugurated. You know how they did, like when Obama got inaugurated. You had tons of people out there in the crowd. You had Jesse Jackson out there crying, and you know, Farrakhan said that Barack Obama was the Messiah. You know, y'all better remember that. Farrakhan said that. Farrakhan said Barack Obama was the Messiah. And Barack Obama didn't do nothing. You know, Jesse Jackson crying. You know, Al Sharpton cheesing, was happy. And we thought we had something accomplished, man. We ain't accomplished nothing, man. And just like how he's going to be out there, they're going to have Joe Biden out there. And you know our people, man, the Christians of our people, the people that's in the churches, they're going to try to go out there and support it. They're going to go out there and be happy. Man, and guess what, man? I pray y'all do not go, man, because it is not going to be nice, man. You know what I'm saying? Salaki. Salaki about that, my bad. Like I was saying, man, like these devils, man, for years, man, they been doing all type of wickedness to us, man. But now these same things that they devised to destroy us with, man, it's destroying them now, man. Their empires is falling from the same laws that they tried to make to hold us down, to try to make black people weak, to try to destroy what little bit of things that we did have. Now they're starting to be destroyed from their own things, man. You know what I'm saying? The things that they done are starting to destroy them now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to pay attention to this, man. This is the best time for us to come back and serve the Lord of Israel, man. To serve the Most High. Come back and serve Him. You know, you don't need to be out there, whatever day it is they do the inauguration for Joe Biden, trying to support him and, you know, to act as if we have won something. To act as, you know, him becoming the new president is going to truly help the Black, Latino, and Native American community, man. Nothing is going to change when he gets in this chair. Things are actually going to get worse. Because guess what? If these oppressors who go against Joe Biden, who support Trump, can't get a hold of Joe Biden, they're going to try to get the next best thing to it, man. And guess what that's going to be? The people that support him. The people that they assume who voted for him. Which would be black Christians, man. Black Christians, man, Latinos and Native Indians. They coming out the odd people, man. You know, they're going to need somebody to take their anger out on, man. And guess who they're going to take their anger out on? You know, you Christians. They're going to be running inside your churches again. They're going to be doing more Dylan Roof. They're going to be shooting up your churches. They're going to be taking their anger out on, you know, whoever seems weak to them. You're going to be vulnerable, and they're going to just take their anger out on you, shoot up your cars, you know, catch whoever's slipping. It's going to be it's going back to the 1930s, man. We back in the 1930s all over again. You know, you're not going to be able to walk on these streets when they get Joe Biden inaugurated, man. When they start to see more and more of their empire falling, and wait till he starts passing laws. Wait till he starts going in there trying to take guns away and do all type of things that these white supremacists really can't stand. They hate. You know, wait till he starts doing things like that where they feel like their rights are starting to be snatched away from them. You think what you seen in the Capitol Hill was bad. No, man, it's going to be something even worse. Like, it's going to be other things they're going to do. They're going to start doing what their forefathers did in the 30s. They're going to do what their forefathers did to get their civil rights, to get their rights from the British. You know what I'm saying? And we do not need to be a part of that if we're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. We need to get out of the way. You need to go home, turn on your TV when they do this inauguration, get you a good steak with a salad, a nice cup of wine, or whatever you prefer to drink, some strong drink, or, you know, whatever seems good to you. Nice, good drink. Turn on your TV and watch the show. Watch to see what's going to happen. You know, they just caught an oppressor devil down here in Pickens with explosive. And they were trying to say they think he was trying to head up to D.C. You know what I'm saying? They just caught a bag in downtown Greenville at the courthouse. They said they found a bag with something in it, but they're not saying what it is. You know, you're about to see who the real terrorist is on this planet. You about to see what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have been seeing since we have encountered these devils, man. You about to see the true terrorist of the earth, man. What the Native Indians seen when they first seen these oppressors coming off the boat, that's what these oppressors are going to start to see. They're going to start to see their people for the monsters that they truly are. You know, they're going to start to look even harder in that mirror in the morning when they wake up and realize this is who we are. We are these murderers and killers. You know, what those black men in the braids and boots have been saying on these street corners, they're right. We are the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to be out there, man. All right, I'm going to read this again. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 9, verse 16. The Most High known by the judgment which he executed. So, like, let me get this right here. So, all right, Shalika, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 16. It says, the Most High is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. You know what I'm saying? The work the devils have done with their hands, man, these wicked bastards, man, the things that they have done to us to destroy us, guess what, man? Now it has become a snare upon them, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, Don't think Joe Biden ain't gonna get in there and do something crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no telling what he's going to try to do, man. What type of laws he's going to try to get rid of. And these oppressors know it, man. Like these Trump supporters, these white supremacists, these white nationalists, the right wing, left wing, whatever bird they come off of, they know that when he gets in there, he's going to get rid of a lot of things. And they're afraid that he's going to do more for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which will uplift us and get us out of this low position, than he's going to do for his own people. But like I said, us here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we know he's not going to do a damn thing for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He's actually going to make things worse. But these oppressors know that. And rather than see him get in the chair, they're willing to destroy it all, man. You know what I'm saying? The last thing you want to do is be in the way of a madman. You know what I'm saying? Because this oppressor is a mad man. You know what I'm saying? He's a true devil that the Bible speaks of. He is the devil the Bible speaks of. He's the monster that you look at on the movies. You know, what are all your scary movies about? Some oppressor who's out of his damn mind. Like, you really about to see these people for who they truly are, man. And we need to get out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying their best to make sure Biden does not get in that chair, man. They're willing to lose their life and take whoever lives that they have to take in order for him not to get in that chair. But this is what the scripture said, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of these things that are going on with this oppressor, man, it is the Most High's judgment on this kingdom, man. It is the Most High's judgment, man. And it is a glorious thing to see, man. Get out of the way, man. Don't get in the way of the Most High's judgment on this kingdom, man. Because if you do, you're going to fall with this kingdom. You know, if you go out there and try to protest during the inauguration, asking for, let Joe Biden do what he gonna do, you're gonna lose your life out there playing around, man. You're gonna die there. Because this is not our kingdom, man. These are not our people, man. Whatever they're doing, let them do. Get out of the way. Because what we know is this is the Most High's judgment on this kingdom, man. All of these things that they have done for years, man. Get out of the way. Let the Most High put his judgment down on this empire. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to keep reading. All right.
There's a new way to raise your FICO score instantly.
Salagia.
Now you can add your Netflix, Hulu, HBO, or Disney Plus payments and get credit for the bills you're already paying.
That's not bad. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget the Most High. And that's what you're starting to see, man. You're starting to see the wicked be turned into hell, man. Like, it is hell right now in this oppressor, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can only imagine what these oppressors are feeling now that the tables are starting to turn, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, they're starting to be treated like how we were, man. Being called criminals, terrorists, thugs. You know what I'm saying? All of these things in the book, now they're starting to be called it. And they're starting to feel it, man. They're starting to feel what we have felt for hundreds of years, man. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to go through hell. You know, it's hell when you can't even take a plane to go back home after you just protested at the Capitol building. Like, you thought you done did something right. You done protested, kicked down the walls. Yeah, we did it, y'all. We got it. All right, let's get ready to go back home. And when you go to get on the plane, they scan your passport and say, oh, you want a no flight restriction. And you thousands of miles away from home. Like you from Texas, but you don't flow out to DC, or you from Florida, but you don't flow out to DC, and you got to go to work tomorrow, or you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have any plans, your family's somewhere, and you had things set up there. Like it's finna be hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're gonna lock a lot of these devils up, they might not. Who knows? But they're not gonna get a lot of time. But they're gonna start to feel this hell, man. And when that coronavirus starts to pop up even more, and it starts to go on even a worse, rapid, spread, man, guess who's going to affect more this time, man? Guess who was going to kill off more this time? You know what I'm saying? We know it's killing blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, but don't forget about the crowds of the people who were at the Capitol building. Like, these plagues are going to start to destroy these people, man. Because this nation does not know the Most High, man. And neither of these heathens, man. Neither of these other heathen nations, they don't know the Most High. They don't forgotten about the laws, statutes, and commandments. And this one thing about this kingdom, they love to say they just a Christian kingdom, and, they embrace the Lord and his laws, statutes, and commandments. They praying while they out there protesting, out there terrorizing people. They protesting God to watch over them and protect their first constitutional right. Like, they asking the Most High to please protect their constitutional rights. Like, good night. You know what I'm saying? They out there praying for that. But truth indeed, this is it. Truth and all, man, they do not know the Most High. They don't know him. They have forgotten about him, his laws, his statutes, and commandments, which would make any kingdom run perfectly. Like, they have forgotten about these things, man. They don't follow any of the laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's why you see this empire falling, because they don't know nothing about the Most High. They have forgotten him, man. You know what I'm saying? They have forgotten how to be a civilized people. And they call themselves Christians, and they have the Bible right there in their church. And they don't read when the Bible says, woe to a man that builds a city on blood. You know what I'm saying? They don't read that, but they think, everything's going to be okay. We can bring this empire up if we fight, and we go to the Capitol building, we storm it, and we go to these different various courthouses and Capitol buildings, and we do this, we'll rise back up. But no, this place is going to fall, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be more hell on this place because they have forgotten the Most High. You forget the Most High and how to really keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, he's going to bring you to hell, man. And we all know this oppressor doesn't keep none of the laws of the Most High. He doesn't do right by the Most High's people, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the 12 lost tribes. He doesn't do right by us, man. According to the scriptures, he doesn't, treat people right. He doesn't deal with people fairly. You know what I'm saying? So now, guess what? He's starting to catch hell. He's starting to catch hell, and they know with them catching this type of hell, their empire is going to fall or something else is going to happen. One of two things. Either they're going to be able to rebuild it or it's going to fall. You know what I'm saying? And we know that it's going to fall because they are more divided than ever before in history. You know what I'm saying? They are divided crazily. They are divided, man. Like, they're divided heavily. They're ready to overturn their own government empire just so they can keep their president in the chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're willing to do in order for them to stay on top and continue to reign. Like I'm saying, man, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, whatever you do, man, do not go to that inauguration, because they gonna need somebody to take their anger out on once they see Joe Biden officially becomes, the president of the United States, and they know it's a wrap for Donald Trump. Now they're gonna need somebody to take their anger out on, because they know they're not gonna be able to storm the Capitol building again this time. So they're gonna try to find whoever out there celebrating his win, out there. Hey, we did it, y'all. We finally got it. Listen, man. you're gonna be a victim out there. You're gonna be target practicing. Why? Because the Christian pastor told you we all gotta love each other. You know, we gotta do like Martin Luther King did, turn the other cheek. All right, go ahead. Do what you want to do. Go out there and march up and down the streets during their inauguration, man. These oppressors feel like they don't have nothing to lose, man. Everything is starting to go to hell for them, man. They're willing to do whatever it takes to still feel like they are still in some type of rulership over this kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like Joe Biden is the president for blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. That's what they feel like. These white supremacists, these white national groups, and all of these various, you know, I can't stand everybody who's not like me groups. They know when Biden gets in there, they feel like he's going to make it more better for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And with him doing this next, you know, they're going to be putting in laws for them to have more than us. And, you know, we don't want that. We don't want him to be the person that's over black people. We would rather have Trump over black people because guess what? He's going to tell the truth and he's going to be on our side. And Trump, hey, that's what he's for, man. He's for his people, man. You know, he doesn't want blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians living good lives. He wants his people living good lives. You know what I'm saying? So these oppressors, they're not going to let that slide, man. You know what I'm saying? Before they go in hell, man, they willing to do whatever it takes, man. They're willing to kill, murder, and do whatever, man. I'll get back to this scripture. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 17. All right, and it reads, it says, the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot the Most High. Verse 18, for the needy shall not always be forgotten. Their expectations of the poor shall not perish forever. All right, and guess what, man? The people who are poor, the ones who they have always forgotten about, the poor blacks, the poor Hispanics, the poor Native Indians, who are living through hell all around this world, man, in America and South and Central America, the Most High is not going to forget us, even though these oppressors have forgot us, man. Even though our leaders have forgotten about us, you know, because they're so focused on stuff in their pockets. You know, our Christian pastors and our black leaders, that's the reason why they don't really care who wins. They didn't care if Joe Biden won or Donald Trump won. They're going to still sit down with either or. Either one of them just to stuff their pockets, man. You know, to see what kind of check they can get, man. Who they can rob more. Who they can steal from. You know what I'm saying? Who grandmama they can take her check from every month. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still going to sit down and forget about the poor. But the Most High is not going to allow our people to always be forgotten, man. They're not going to forget about these poor people in the ghettos or in the barrios or on the reservations. You're not going to forget about us, man. And we're not going to perish anymore, man. We're not going to perish. We're not going to continue to die forever, man. Because who were the police harassing all of the time, man? The poor communities, the ghettos, the reservations, the barrios, they going out there just doing our people dirty because our people have been forgotten about. But the Most High has not forgotten about us, man. He has not forgotten about us. And guess what? He's going to destroy this empire for our sake, man. So the meat of this earth can, you know, inherit this earth again. So we can come back and start to serve the Most High, man. So we can do the laws, statutes, and commandments that our forefathers were doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he wants us to do, man. So he's not going to forget about the poor of our people, man. Even though our black leaders like Martin Luther King did forget about us. You know what I'm saying? The day is Martin Luther King's his birthday, something like that. It's his day today. And Martin Luther King forgot about the blacks in the ghettos who were poor, who were starving, who made the march on Washington and got stuck up there, got beat, threw in jail and harassed, sprayed with water hose. He forgot about those people, man. But the Most High says we're not going to be forgotten forever, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to always be forgotten, man. All right. Verse 19. Arise, O the Most High, let not man prevail. And that's what we're saying, man. These people are not going to prevail like we have thought, man. You know, that's why your Christian leaders, even like Martin Luther King, they thought that these oppressors was going to be able to prevail and win and establish all of these great things, and we were just going to always be on the back burner, just forgotten about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were never going to be able to get ahead, so the best thing for us to do is just join hands with the oppressors and try to do as much as we can to get on their good side. You know what I'm saying? No, the Most High is not going to let these different nations prevail. He's not going to allow America to rise up and prevail anymore, man. That's why you're starting to see these lands become divided amongst these people, man. You're starting to see these oppressors become enemies with themselves because the Most High is not going to let them prevail again, man. No longer will they be, the rulers of America or on this earth again. He's not going to allow them to prevail and rule and destroy blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in these poor communities, in the ghettos. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to allow that to happen anymore. That's why we see the coronavirus taking off rapid. They just came out and said now they got like a mutation of the coronavirus. Another mutation. Like, they got like 2 or 3 mutations of the coronavirus out here. Like, they can't stop it, man. They can't stop what the Most High has in plan for these people, man. Because he's not going to let these people prevail, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, and I'm going to keep going with the scripture. And it says, let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're seeing, man. We're starting to see these heathens be judged in our sight, man. This empire falling is judgment. The coronavirus spreading rapid is judgment, man. When we start to see these oppressors setting off bombs and doing all type of, more terrorist attacks on this place, you know what I'm saying? That is these heathens being judged in our sight, man. When you turn on your television and you able to see this empire crumble and to see these oppressors crying on national TV because they don't understand, what's going on, but that's the judgment that we're seeing in our sight, man. That's judgment. That's judgment, man. It's judgment. This empire that they thought were going to last forever is starting to fall. We're starting to see the judgment on this place, man. And it's going to get worse, man. We're going to see a lot more. We're going to see a lot more, man. We're going to see a lot more judgment come on this empire for the things that they have done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which are the 12 lost tribes of Israel. They have done so much to us as a people that, they don't even put it in the books. They don't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They have done so much to our people. They don't even discuss it anymore, man. Done all type of evil and wickedness. Raped our women, raped our children, raped the fathers and the son, our men. You know what I'm saying? Used our babies as alligator bait. Made children, man, I'm talking about 2-year-old children pick cotton, man. Think about that. 2-year-old children picking cotton, man. You know what I'm saying? Salaki. All right, Salaki, man. My bad about that. You know what I'm saying? Like we saying, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like it's nothing more they can do to hold this empire together, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this place is finished, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna see this place become more judged more and more in our sight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be glorious, man. Like, we just need to sit back, get you some yayan, and just watch it go down, man. Let the judgment come in your sight and see it, man. Don't get in the way of what the Most High is doing to this place, man. Don't try to go out there and, we finna go march for our rights too. Like, no, what are you doing? Get out of the way, man. Like, sit back and enjoy the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to partake in any of this, man. Everything we see going on right now is judgment from the Most High, man. Shit like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is a glorious thing, man. Let this nation be judged in our sight, man. Let that fear of the Most High come back on you, and you start to remember what you're not supposed to do. And you look at this kingdom and let it be an example of what happens when you forget about the Most High, man. When you think that you are higher and mightier than the Most High and you can do what you want to do, man. Let this be an example, man. Because this place is starting to fall, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't try to save it, man. I know you good Christians out there. Love America. Like, it was some brother on the TV, man. He was saying, this is a great country and we got to keep it together. Brother said, there's no greater country than America. On national TV, this brother got on TV and said, there's no greater kingdom than America. And then he turned around and contradicted himself. Then he turned around and said, I know that America doesn't treat everybody fairly and right. And people such as myself, people that look like me, have endured a lot. But this still is a great land. I was looking like, brother, what in the hell are you talking about? Now, we done been in this place for almost 500 years, and we're still being treated horribly. And you got the audacity to say that this is a great country? Man, this is a horrible country, man. This place was built on bloodshed, murder, rape, and robbery. It's nothing great about that. What's great about seeing your people pick cotton, man? What's great about seeing your people being beat and pushed on reservations and have to walk the trail of tears out of their land into another land and have their babies brutally murdered by the same people, who's marching you? What's great about that? What's great about you trying to get away from different parts of Mexico because it's crime ridden? There's drugs being produced, which America runs. These cartels who work for America. You know what I'm saying? You trying to escape all the violence just to come over here just to get, pushed back when you get to the border, or when you try to sneak across the border, you get told, you get caught and got to get sent back. Or like the brother who was trying to swim across the lake with his daughter and drown, man. What's great about that? What's great about that, man? Ain't nothing great about this empire, man. Ain't nothing great about it. Only thing great is us, the 12 lost tribes of Israel. We're what makes this place great, man. Ain't nothing else great about a kingdom who has done the things that they have done to us, man. Hang you on a tree in front of the people while they enjoy a picnic. Hung in front of thousands of people, hundreds of people for entertainment. And you mean to tell me that this is a great place, man? No, man. That's why the Most High says, man. He said, let not man prevail let the heathen be judged in our sight, man. Like these nations, man, they're not going to prevail. Like everything we seeing right now is the falling of this empire. Is America falling, man? Because the Most High is not going to allow them to continue to prevail in this earth like they have been doing over the years, man. You know, once upon a time, everybody assumed that this was going to be the empire that would never fall. Everything was about it great. You know, you could come here from a foreign country and come here and get a job, get an education, and live good and get money and send money back home and live deliciously in this land. And people just thought that it was going to be like this forever. But now the Most High is bringing judgment in this land. And these heathens are starting to feel the hell, man. They're starting to go through hell. These oppressors are starting to go through hell. And they're starting to realize that what's going to happen, what might happen if we don't win, if we don't prevail. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen if we don't take back America and make it great again? What's going to happen to us? That's what they're thinking. That's why you see them storming the Capitol building and making terroristic threats and getting caught with 500 rounds of ammunition and bombs and all of this, because they're not trying to wonder about the what if. You know, they're trying to get to the point now where they're not going to allow it to happen. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to allow it to happen. They don't want to be in a position that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in America. They don't want to be like us. People want to do everything like us, but they don't want to be us. You know, they like your culture, they like your hair, they like how you dress. You know, they like how women look, and their women like how our men look, but nobody wants to truly live how we live. Nobody. They don't want to have to deal with what we have to deal with. They don't want to have to sit back and think about their ancestors being in slavery and being murdered, raped, robbed, and tortured. You know, they don't want to have their constitutional rights invaded by some sex offender or sex pedophile named Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? They want to continue to reign this kingdom. They want to continue to see us beaten down and destroyed and them just being on top of everything. That's why they want to continue to have Donald Trump inside that chair, man. They don't want to lose that, man. And trust me, man, I understand. All right, I'm going to read a story for you, man. All right, and it reads, it says, Easley man arrested on explosives charge after FBI searches home. All right, and this is crazy because Easley is probably 15 minutes away from where we're located at right now. I stayed maybe 5 minutes away from Easley. You know what I'm saying? And Easley is one of those towns where, you know, it's predominantly oppressors down there. And, you know, I was told back in the day that it is a lot of KKK members down there. Like, I worked with some who were from Easley, South Carolina. You know what I mean? In this story, this is what it says. It says, Easley man arrested on explosives charges after FBI searches home. And it reads, it says, Greenville News. A Pickens County man has been arrested on charges of having an explosive device. David Scott Heisley, 58, is being held at the Pickens County Detention Center. Heisley is accused of possession of an improvised explosive device on or about November the 2nd, according to the warrant provided by the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. The date of the incident was the day before the election date. The warrant itself was signed on Saturday. At least 2 homes, including one on Boxwood Lane, where Heisley has an address, I know where that's at, were searched near Easley on Sunday by federal officials. And the Easley Police Department said Pickens County Sheriff Rick Clark. The case will be prosecuted by the 13th Circuit Solicitor's Office, according to the sled. The Greenville News and Independent Mail left phone messages for the FBI. Yeah, that's crap. But you know what I'm saying. But like we're saying, man, the reason why these devils are feeling like this, man, because they know that they're not being able to prevail anymore. You know what I'm saying? They know that this empire is starting to fall, and they're starting to feel like we can't prevail anymore. Like we're not winning. You know what I'm saying? That's what they feel, and that's what they're starting to realize, man. Like they're not winning no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's so retarded because with Joe Biden winning, it's still another white man in the chair, man. Like it's still a loss for black people, regardless of anything, because Joe Biden isn't our people. It's still a loss for us, but for them, they just can't do it, man, because they know with him being in the chair, they're not going to be able to prevail. And they know that he's going to do all type of wicked things and sick things to make, things horrible for them. Like they know he's going to be pushing some wicked laws in existence. Like I'm saying, like I'm not going to be surprised if he tries to push in the pedophile bill where young girls as young as 12, which some fake Israelite groups would love, would be able to get married to older men. You know what I'm saying? Like they know these things. They know he's going to push for things like that, or something that's going to go against their constitutional rights, where they ban firearms or assault rifles, or you can't do this, you can't do that. It's a curfew on that time, and you can't go here and there. And they know this. Rather than have that happen, they'll destroy it all, man. Because they know they're not prevailing if he gets in the chair. They're assuming that he's more for blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, but we already know he doesn't give a damn about us. Like the only thing he's going to do is make things worse for us. You know what I'm saying? Salaki. Salaki about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't even understand, man. Like, I don't even understand why we try to get ourselves involved in these various things. Like I said earlier, we was watching the video, and we seen the brothers from the Black Panther movement with the Black Lives Matter movement and the other guys from the NF, whatever. All three organizations was together, and they all totaled to an amount of maybe 25 people. And then they had an oppressor. They had a white woman inside the Black Lives Matter group marching with them. I was just like, what in the hell are they doing? Like, it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, our people, man, they just want to be accepted so bad, man. They just want to feel like they're doing something important, by going out there marching and toting their guns in the streets. But you're not doing anything, because it's not of the Lord, man. It's not going to work. It's not going to prevail. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the Most High is judging these nations in our sight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers and sisters, man, we're warning you and we're telling you, you know what I'm saying? Please do not take yourselves out there to this inauguration when they allow Biden inside of that chair, man. When they allow him to become the president over the United States. Do not go out there and try to be in the crowd clapping and, acting like as if we have won something. Like, I won't be surprised if something like an explosion goes off or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to make sure they keep it on lock with the military being up there and everything. But you can't stop the Most High's judgment, man. You can bring all the military you want. You can bring all the soldiers you want. You can do all of it. But you cannot stop the judgment of the Most High, man. You can't stop it, man. Because the Most High is not trying to let this nation prevail again. He's not going to let them get back in the rulership and the authority position anymore, man. This place is going to fall, and we just have to get out of the way. That's all we have to do is get out of the way, man. And let this nation get the judgment that they deserve. Let them feel what we have been feeling for 400, 500 years, man. When their doors are kicked in, when they're being harassed by the police officers, racially profiled. You know what I'm saying? When their lives and their families are being destroyed, when they're being labeled terrorists. Because that's what they think about blacks, Latinos, and Native Indian men and women. They think we're terrorists. They think we're violent. They think we're just a bunch of criminals. They think we're just a bunch of murderers and rapists. But that's them. And what we have to do is get out of the way and let these nations be judged in front of us, man. You know what I'm saying? I pray at the Passover that these nations receive a great judgment, man. We pray that what happened in Egypt happens in here, man. Like, we know this nation is not going to prevail, man. So we're going to get out the way and allow them to do what they want to do to each other, man. Let them fight it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of the way, man. Don't be there. Stay at home. Watch it on TV, man. Let me get back to this scripture again. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, verse 20. And it reads, "Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men." Because that's what they think, man. I wish I could, for years they have thought that they were gods, man, that they were high and mighty. All of these nations, you know what I'm saying? They thought they were gods, man. That's why Christianity is the mark of the beast, because this oppressor thinks that he's God. He thinks he's Jesus. He's God. He's, that's them. For hundreds of years we've been taught, that, the oppressor is God and Jesus and all of these things, man. But, man, the Most High is going to put fear into them. That's what all of these National Guard soldiers are there at the Washington, D.C. Capitol building for. Because these oppressors are in fear. They are afraid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was funny to see some of them running around inside of the Capitol building, afraid like how they were, man. Terrified. Trying to get out of there, trying to make an exit quick. It was funny to see them like that, man. Because we have lived in that fear for hundreds of years when it comes to those suppressors, man. We have lived our lives in fear like that, man. Being afraid of what they're coming to do to us, hiding. You know what I'm saying? Trying to survive so we just don't, get murdered and killed by these oppressors for nothing, man. And that fear that they put on us, the Most High is starting to put that fear on them. Just like we were afraid of these oppressors, they're starting to be afraid of their own people, man. They're starting to become afraid of their own people. Nope, they ain't afraid of us no more. The Most High has put the fear of them where they're afraid of their own people, man. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to find out that maybe they're not the guys that they thought they were. They're not that high in power like they thought they were, man. They're starting to find out that we're just men. We ain't what we thought we were, man. We're not the high and mighty people who rule over the whole earth like we thought we were, man. We're just men. Because that's all they are. They're just men who think that they're high above everybody and start to consider themselves like gods on this earth. And what do you think the Pope does to him? So he think he's a god on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Wait till they just came out of Italy that they're afraid because Italy's government is starting to collapse because they're going in disagreement with each other's over there as well. This thing that's happening in America is not just going to stop in America. It's going to spread abroad, man. It's going to be like the coronavirus. It's going to start out one place and it's going to start to spread. Because everybody's going to look, these other oppressors, they're going to look at America, their brothers, and they're going to say, you know what? They fought for what they wanted. They fought for their freedom. They fought for, a way to make a better way for their people. And they're going to start doing the same thing. You're gonna start to see division more and more amongst these other nations, man. These other empires that Esau rules, man. You're gonna start to see more division. You're gonna start to see more governments start to crumble. And with this happening, man, they're gonna realize, man, that they're not the gods of this earth like they thought they were. They're not that high and mighty in power like they thought they were. They're gonna realize they're just men, weak men, at that, who really don't have any power at all, man. And they cannot stop what's going to happen on this place, man. So, like, let me get another scripture for you. Salak, yeah. Let me get this lag. Get a couple more scriptures for you before we close it out, man. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 6. He said in his heart, I should not be moved, for I should never be in adversity. You know what I'm saying? That's what these devils have been thinking, man. They have thought in their heart, man. They was like, you know, like these Trump supporters, these people, these whatever they are who's going against the government. You know, in their hearts, they have thought, man. They have said in their minds, man, we're not going to be moved, man. Like I should never be in adversity, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying to themselves, man. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody gonna move us. Ain't nobody gonna stop us from what we're trying to complete and do, man. Nobody, not even our own government. And like they were saying out there, man, they were saying that they're willing to do whatever, man. And they think to themselves, they say, man, they should never be in adversity. And what does adversity mean? Difficulties, misfortune. You know, they're not gonna be like us, man. They're not gonna be in any trouble or any disasters or any distress or any suffering or any hardship. Like, they're not going for it. Before they do that, they will kill everybody. Like, that's what they say in their heart, man. They said it in their heart, man. They like, listen, ain't nobody gonna move me. Ain't nobody gonna kick us out of the White House. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Like they were saying, one guy had the shirt out there, he said, Joe Biden is not my president. They was selling these shirts today while they was out there marching. They was saying, you know, Donald Trump, Joe Biden is not my president. You know what I'm saying? They was out there. They telling themselves, man, ain't nobody going to move us, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna move us. And they telling themselves, man, we are not gonna be in adversity. We ain't gonna be like them niggas, spics and savages. We ain't gonna be like them. Like, we ain't gonna be in no type of misery or any sorrow, you know what I'm saying, or any pain or tribulations, you know what I'm saying, or any type of distress. Like, we're not gonna go through that. You know what I'm saying? Before we go through that, we gonna kill everybody. We gonna storm the Capitol. We're gonna storm the Capitol. We're gonna shut down everything before we allow ourselves to be in a predicament that these people are in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep reading. Verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongues is mischief and vanity. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're doing, man. Their mouth is just full of cursing and deceit and fraud. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen one oppressor that they already had stormed inside of the Capitol building, right? They stormed inside the Capitol building, and it was a group of police officers, maybe 6 or 7 of them. So, you know, you could hear him put his hand on the oppressor's shoulder, And he was like, listen, man, we're not trying to hurt anybody. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We just want to come in and make our point and we'll leave. And then the guy was like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Then he told him, he was like, well, if you get in our way, you will be moved. If you get in our way, you will be moved. Like he's telling him, like, listen, you're not even going to be able to stop us. We're going to do whatever it takes in order for our people to not have to live our lives in adversity. Like if you get in the middle of that, hey, you'll die too. And that's what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have to realize, man. Like when we try to go out there and march or be like the Black Panther, the new Black Panther Party movement, and take up guns and go out there marching, thinking we're gonna really make something happen with us doing that. No, man, no. We're not gonna get anything accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Because these devils are willing to kill anybody, hurt anybody, just so they don't have to live a life of adversity like we are living, man. You know what I'm saying? Before they have to put their children on food stamps and welfare, they will kill everything, man. They will murder everybody before they allow themselves to have to get to a point where they have to beg another nation to help them survive. They're not going to do what we do, man, as a people, man. They're willing to go, do whatever it takes just so they don't have to live in this hell, man. So, like, I'm going to get a couple more scripts, maybe one more script after this, man. All right, you can go to the book of Proverbs. (27 and 20). All right, the book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. And that goes to these oppressors, man. They're never satisfied, man. Never satisfied. It's never going to be enough for them. Like Joe Biden won the election, and he's an oppressor like them. But it can't be Joe Biden to win. It has to be somebody that's like them. It has to be somebody that's, who hates blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who, wants to continue to make America great again. Like, that's what they want, man. They want somebody who's after their heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they're never satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can never be enough for them. It's like they got America. They got one of the largest militaries, one of the best militaries on the face of this earth. This is the richest empire on the face of this earth. And they're still not satisfied with what the things that they have, man. Still not happy. It's still not enough. Like they gotta have more. And that's what Dr. Martin Luther King didn't understand, man. Martin Luther King, he didn't understand that these oppressors, man, they're never going to be satisfied. Like, you could try to love them as much as you want. You could try to get on your knees and beg and kiss the white man's butt cheeks and do whatever you want to do, man, to try to make yourself feel like, hey, man, I'm with y'all on this. Like, you can't do anything to make him love you because he's not satisfied with anything. It's never enough for him, man. Nothing will ever satisfy this oppressor, man. Like, you have to be damn near and you have to be in a box. He's not even satisfied with you being dead. It's nothing you can do to satisfy this wicked man. That's why, man, we don't need to partake in this empire. We have a king, we have a savior, and we have a righteous leader right now who's leading us on the track right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to follow this empire anymore. We just need to continue to sit back and let this place burn and let it fall, man. You know what I'm saying? And with that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close out this class. You know, y'all know tonight is Monday night. Y'all join General Yohana for the grill live tonight, man. Starts at 9 o'clock. We got about 5 more minutes. Man, you know, General Yohana's gonna have that class. He's gonna have it. He's gonna have the Black Watch show, man, and it's gonna be very heavy tonight, man. It's gonna be very heavy tonight. You know, he's gonna bring out some topics again. And you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a great thing to see tonight, man. So, hey, tune in tonight. Make sure y'all get on there and y'all watch that. And put some likes on them videos and support it. But with that, man, we're going to close out this class, man. Alright. ISUPK security announcements. We had an ISUPK started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits. For 6 months, they are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is their commandments. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, get to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The upcoming holy convocations will be the Feast of Purim. It'll be Purim, which is the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. It'll be Thursday, February the 25th, and Friday, February the 26th, 2021. You can read about this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. All right. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and a scarf. And with that, shalom.